What is up, everybody? It's Bones88 here again with another Dragon Champions video. Today I have my friend dustyEMU, fellow guildmate, AOK represent, and we're going to talk a little bit about artifacts. Nothing like, we're just going to kind of go over the general, what we think about it, go over the battle pass here since it's the first battle pass that doesn't contain a character and artifacts, instead. And actually, it's kind of a funny story. The main reason I'm doing this video is because I was talking to my girlfriend while I was opening up the artifact chests, and here, I'll go to it real quick. I was opening up these chests because we got the battlegrounds rewards for the season, and if you some of you even knew you could get them twice if you actually knew someone that told you that, but here I had several free ones I was opening up, and I was opening them up, and then my girlfriend said something to me, and I pressed this button instead. I bought, a whole nother chest times 10, so I just got a bunch. I think we're just going to go through them and just talk about them, what we think, and if we find any good ones, and who to put them on and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, I just want to talk about the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass is always good. It's free. It's free stuff for free-to-play players. And if you pay a little bit more, you get even more stuff. So you can't go wrong. You don't have to pay for it. And it's kind of hard to get all this stuff if you don't do all the goals that it sets and everything else. But as far as this month's, we have all artifacts. And if you're free to play here, and you don't want to pay the money for the premium, you get 1, 2, 3. What is this? Is it an artifact? I know it levels it up. You get 3 artifacts, I guess, which isn't a lot. I figured they'd give you a little bit more than that. But what's this? You get, is the blue ones energy or artifacts? I think these are artifacts, and
well, you get 1,000 artifact keys, which is 10 chests. So you get like 10 random artifacts. You'll get 5 upgrade chests, which give you things like the purple star-looking one just to the right there, and then some other upgrading things. And then you get 3 guaranteed dropped ones. One for Sharp. Well, it doesn't have to be for Sharp, but it's kind of targeted toward that character. One for Sharp, one for Rantha, one for Old Lore. All 3 are mediocre characters at best.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, you can make them better by throwing them on there. I mean, I don't know if that says much or if you're gonna make it. But
yeah.
Like, if you're a starter player and say like you're trying to unlock the Ember event and you throw that on Sharp, well, maybe that might make the difference. You know what I'm saying? I think it seems a little bit better for free to play players, and it helps us here at the end of the end game though.
Right.
Because there's no like in-game artifact where we're like, oh shit, I want to put that on there. It's nothing like mind-blowing. So, and then you have on the the premium side, you have a few more. You get 2,400 Dre coins, 3 million coins. Not that many more. You get 250 more artifact. So you get 2 more chests, which is weird.
No, you get that added on, so you get another 12.5 chests
on top of the 1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So that's all that in the purple is on top of everything in the blue side.
Oh, okay.
As a rule, if you can afford it and it's something that interests you, the Battle Pass is entirely worth it. It is a massive amount of boosts and rewards for $10, and it's a very, very good value because you're getting, for instance, if you click down at the bottom on the purple damage rune, it says base stat for the speed one is speed.
Oh, sorry, hold on.
It gives you a guaranteed speed. So I think it's the northeast rune. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Northeastern rune. That's a guaranteed speed, and you don't get those to drop very often, let alone with purple and the damage. So it's definitely good value. problem I have with it is I'm not a fan of artifacts. I know you're more of a fan, but I
Yeah.
personally am not a
Um,
fan whatsoever because even with the battlegrounds, I placed in Diamond League this last battlegrounds thing
which is still pretty
because
good though.
right, it was one of the highest that anybody got
Yeah.
last time. I think there was only one person in the Masters League or the Grandmasters League, and there
Nice.
was only a few people in the Master League, and it just even having gotten 800 keys because when you get to diamond you get more. So I got 800 keys of both. I got two uh chests, one with guaranteed drops, one with random drops. Even with all of that, it wasn't worth the effort that I put in.
Yeah.
Because the only good artifacts that I personally got from any of it were the guaranteed ones, which were one that was for Major Shot, one that was for Murdoch, and then one that was for Lula, Wonder Lula. And
Right.
those were the only three decent artifacts that I got.
Yeah.
And at this point, I can't even upgrade any of those fully.
No, it's really hard. It's really hard to get enough
It
resources to do anything with them.
it is so hard to get anything, even just to level them up. And that doesn't include increasing their max level, increasing their star level. It
Yeah.
is such a complex and hard system to earn anything in. It almost feels like it's not worth any effort in doing.
Yeah.
Um,
Um.
and with there not being an update to the battlegrounds, why am I excited about this at all?
Yeah. Yep. I agree, man. I agree. And I mean, yeah, the positive I want to come out with that is, let me go right back to it real quick, is that if you're just free to play and you don't care about the artifacts either, still for free, just for logging in every day, you get 800 Dre coins. You're getting artifact things, even if you don't care. You can save them up. You can save the chests up, or this, and eventually they will be useful. But I mean, I agree with you, Dusty, what you're saying. But if you want to try to look at the positive side, just for logging in every day, that's not too bad.
Well, it's not for logging in; it's for earning the 3,000 points. And I
Oh
don't
crap!
think
Yeah,
anybody should not earn the
I
3,000 points.
I'm
Like,
sorry. I take
go
that back.
after it.
Yeah, I take that back.
Earn the 3,000.
Yeah, you have to do the 3,000 first. My bad. And
Right.
that's where they get you too. So Dusty said before in another video we did that. Let me click on it to show you where you guys are talking about. But see up here, you get there's quests, and whenever you complete these quests, there's tons of them. You get points up here, and in order to how do I get out of this? Dang it. Get out. Okay. In order to get all those rewards we've been showing you, you have to get 3,000 points over a month's time. And I've done it several times. This last month was the first time I'd never done it. But
Yeah, I've done it every time. I've done it every time.
this month too.
And it's not that hard if you just say, "Oh, well, that's something I think I'm going to do," and then you just kind of focus on that. For instance,
Yeah.
if you have a bunch of mystery sapphire, which I believe are the tower currency,
Yeah.
if you spend 7,000 of them, then you immediately get 150 points.
Yeah.
Raise the level of runes 480 times. So if you've saved up a bunch of gold, just do that really quickly. Like the problem is people don't look like buying Salvador shards. Like if you don't have him at 7 stars, then use this time to just get 50 of those shards.
Yeah.
Like they're all doable. I believe they're easy enough to make it to give you an incentive.
Yeah.
Because you do get free stuff if you just participate in those quests.
Yeah.
And then the premium is kind of like it's the cherry on top. It's like 3 times the amount of rewards, and I think it's worth it if you can afford it. But I'd also say it's probably better to do just the pure Dracoin. That would be my
That's what I was thinking too.
guess.
Yeah. Yeah, because then you can take those Dre coins and put them into those chests that I was just showing my story about clicking on 2,700, and you'll get even more out of it, And so yeah, like you said, it's $5 more, you can get 20,000 Drake coins at the monthly pack, and yeah, I think you get more out of it overall. But I mean,
I think it's just a little easier for you to allocate how you want that invested, whereas in
yeah,
the battle pass, it's kind of limited. Like you get certain gear and you get certain mod or runes and you get certain artifacts. Whereas if you have the Drac coins yourself, you have more control of how that's spent.
right, yep. And getting right back to the point system real quick, so we can get back to like actually looking at the artifacts themselves. You have to complete those goals and to get to 3,000 before you get, even if you paid $10, you won't get all the resources that they offer until you get to 3,000. So like Dusty said a couple videos ago, do not pay that $10 until you get to 3,000. And if you get there and you want to spend the money, then pay that $10. But don't do it at the beginning or anything thinking, oh, I get this right off from the get-go. Because it's not. It's it's over a month that you get everything. So that's just a little disclaimer. If you guys are watching, do not buy this unless you get to 3,000. Unless you just want to do it. Unless you got to a tier that you're happy with and you're okay, then buy it. But I strongly suggest to not buy this battle pack until you get to those 3,000 points. But alright, I think that's about it on that, on the battle pass. Let's go to my artifacts. I don't right offhand know where to go straight to them. I think you just click on a character.
Right, if you just go hero's character and then just tap on the artifacts, that'll allow you to view all of your artifacts.
Okay.
They are arranged by star level and by their rarity, so purple is the best right now. Obviously, yellow I would assume would be the best.
Okay.
Now, but they haven't even released those.
Now, I have not seen any of these before in my life. So, I don't mean I haven't seen them in my life. I haven't went over them yet. I opened them up, but I didn't have time to look at them. So, let's see what we got here. And we can, if you have a person you suggest I should put them on, we'll do it right now, because I don't have very many people artifact. Alright, the first one here is this is a pretty good one, a 3-star purple. And it says, killing an enemy increases crit chance and accuracy by 1.2%, 2.4% for foul. So is it trash, pretty much? Because I don't really care about foul. And is accuracy that cool of a trait in this game?
If I were to put it on any faction, I'd probably choose elves. I don't know how your elves are, but making sure that they hit through dodge is really good. That's actually one of the reasons why people used to like the Nightingale lead, because she increased their accuracy.
Right.
So you can increase crit chance and accuracy. Now, right now it's only at 1.2% crit chance, but if you increase it, it'll go up to whatever. I think if you go to, like, can you click on the picture? Oh, hold on, let me see. There's a way for you to view whatever they may or may not be.
At maxed out, I can't really tell on here. Let's see if we click on this. Here you go. It says on max upgrade, level 30.
Right, yeah, that's it. That's what. So if you were to able to max that out at max level 30 and have it at 5 stars, it's going to max out at 10% critical chance and increase their health by 4,000.
That's really good.
Now the reason you're right. Now the reason that's great for Foul is because she is a glass cannon. She has no health whatsoever, and if you increase hers, like my Foul is gear 11. So if I go to my Foul is at 19,100 power with no artifact on her. She is at 17,000 health and almost 20,000 protection.
Yeah.
Which means she's going up 4,000 health. That's substantial, for a glass cannon like that.
Would I want to use her? Okay, I probably won't use her for a long time. If I slap that on there and it was maxed out, would I find any use for her still?
For Foul?
Yeah.
Yeah. Foul has the ability to give everybody evasion up, and in Battlegrounds where you have to, go against, teams that have evasion up. I mean, that's just like Pride. Pride is one of the best overall, teams for defense because it just takes forever to get through them because they'll dodge pieces. Were I you, knowing your roster, I'd probably consider putting that on Wonder Lula if you don't have anything on her,
I was about to
because
say, yeah, I
she
wanted to.
can always use health.
Because I don't really want to waste it on Foul. I'm just not a fan of her. Actually, I just posted my top 10 worst characters, and I put her on there. I said that she's one of the better ones out of them all, but I never understood what anyone. If you could farm other pandas, I feel like she'd be one of the last ones I'd farm.
Yeah, I put different characters on there. Like I put Robin Bad on there. I put Hilda on there. I put Kagi on there. I even put Mega Wheel on there. He is garbage to me.
Okay, so have you watched mine yet?
I have not, but
Okay,
yeah,
even if you don't watch it, like go onto my comments and just like put your list in. So I want to know what your list, what you.
yeah, just make sure you share that through Discord, because I haven't actually gone through it, but
Okay.
yeah, Fao is way better than some of the other pandas. My opinion, better. Like
Okay.
Shaolin is way worse than Fao.
Okay, I'm glad you said that because he's on my list too. So,
Okay, good. Yeah, because Shaolin is garbage. I don't understand.
Robin Bad, well, I don't want to ruin it for everybody, so I'll put a link on this and click on it.
Yeah, and I'll need to go watch it. I just haven't.
Yeah, it's not
So,
bad, and it's pretty
yeah.
short too. It's one of my shorter videos I made. So okay, what does she have? Attacking a dazed enemy has a 15% chance to apply stun. I kind of just threw things on them. The best thing I had at the moment. So I'm gonna take that
Right.
off, and I'm gonna put this on it. Cause I agree, that would be better. I can't believe you
Right, and that gives her plus 480 health rather than plus 2.76%. So it's probably going to be better for her. Now that is a higher quality artifact, so I wouldn't say it's necessarily worth investing in. But of the artifacts that are available, yeah, like right there, look at, you're getting 1,000. Let's see, 1,120 health just from that, rather than 80 or
Fuck
480.
yeah, man. Because the only problem I have with her, she's amazing, is that she's a little squishy. That is great, man. What do you think? I should just take it up to 16? Because she's on my arena.
I don't think it would hurt. Well, that's level 10, yeah. So that's, and you can go up to 15, I believe. So if you still want to go higher, it's going to bring her that to a bigger amount even.
Yeah, you can't go past 15, but you can increase max level, which I won't do right now.
Right.
But
So yeah.
that's the most I've done so far. So, all right,
Now
I'm excited about that.
it's increasing max level is a pain. I'll give you that much. It's not a fun thing. It takes forever to increase max level. I really think they should just totally demolish that part of it, because it's just too much. Just let them go to level 30, make it however much it's going to cost to go to level 30, and then make us, struggle to get stars up.
Yeah.
Because going from 3 stars to 4 stars, you need 4 of the exact same artifacts at 3 stars.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
how rare are 3-star artifacts? And then to go to 5 stars, you need 4 of the exact same artifact, not 3. 4, or no, I'm sorry, 5, because you need to be able to upgrade once. You need 5 of the exact same artifact to sacrifice 4 of them, so you can go up 1 star level. I mean, it's just, that in and of itself is way, it's just extensive.
Yeah.
But then to throw max level in there, it just seems too much to me.
And okay, check this out. Look what I just saw right after we put that on Wonder Lula here. Let me get back to the main part. This one's for Wonder Lula. How do I get out of there? This one,
right. Well, you can take it, off and put it on somebody else. There are other glass cannons out in the game right now that are totally worthy of that artifact.
So being you, would you put that Nobleman's Curse one with the cup on Lula just because it's for Lula, or do you think the one that I have on Lula is still fine enough that I could put this other one on somebody else? I guess my question is, which one do you think is going to help her the most? Because they both look kind of cool for Wonder Lula.
I believe the blue one would be better because it doesn't say how many times per battle. So I'm guessing it says dealing damage to an enemy's health, restore shield equal to 4.5% 9% for Wonderlula
And she
of
puts a
the
lot of
damage
damage
dealt.
out, so I think it'd be
Right.
better.
So
We're gonna
if you
change
increase
it.
that to 15, it's
Yeah.
going to be, excuse me, about the same amount of increase. Now I don't know if you're going to have enough to be able to get it to level.
I think we
Yeah,
did.
no, just keep going.
No, I don't want to use those yet. In case I just want to put those towards like some little ones. So I'm gonna use these other ones first.
What, the big one?
Yeah,
That works.
I'm gonna do these first. 7. Oh, come on. These aren't any better.
They're better. They're just not that much better.
All right, there we go. All
And
right.
that takes that one to 1440. So
Okay.
it's a better rune for her because she's going to be able to not only have a boost to her health, she's also going to gain penetration, which is going to increase her damage, therefore also increasing the amount of health she regenerates when she damages an enemy.
So I got another
Yep.
one of those too. So I need to save it up for. I can star
Yeah,
it
and
up.
I wouldn't touch it. If you're just going to sacrifice it, don't invest anything in it because you're going to sacrifice it to get it to the next, star level.
Yeah, I'm not.
So,
I won't. All right, here's some goggles here. Is that the one? I think that's the one I took off of Lula before. So yeah, you read that one. Here's a mug of beer. Critical hits, restore shield, equal to 3% of damage dealt. Okay.
that's another one for sharp. I think the biggest thing I dislike about most of the artifacts is how it says something like this will happen X amount of times per battle, once per battle, 3 times per battle,
Yeah, I don't
five
like
times
that
per battle.
either. Yeah.
That that's supposed to be something I can rely on, but it's not relying at all. What if they get killed?
Yeah.
You know, killed after 4 attacks, but it never, it never activated. I think there's just,
So
I don't love the way it's set up right now.
So you kind of know what I'm running with the arena, that team you taught me. Who on that team's good with critical hits besides Wonder Lula?
Uh,
Slinger or what's his name?
Slinger needs crits because when he uses his AoE, if he crits, he can dispel buff. So say you've got everybody in invisibility because like Wonder Lula or Kyra spells, when he hits everybody through that invisibility, he can dispel the invisibility, so you don't have to keep bashing on the jokers, the little demons.
So does he hit critical hits a lot though? I need someone who can hit, has a higher chance of critical hits. Because
Oh,
this mug of beer like
um,
relies on critical hits.
I was thinking that the purple one for him
Oh, this one. Okay. Oh,
because
okay.
that one increases the crit chance
Okay.
by 1.2%. I mean, it's not a lot, but it also is going to make him less squishy because it gives the health to him.
Okay, and I've been falling out arena, and I'm in the top 100. So after we do this, we're gonna do a little test on the arena and see if it makes a difference or not. Okay, let's look at Mordoom and see if we can find one for him, because he's already badass. If we can find another one good for him, that'll drastically help.
Right.
Okay, right now I have dealing damage to a single enemy has 50% chance to get invisibility for 1 turn. Is that a very good one?
It's not bad. The statistics are meh on that one. Looks like you have 2 of those.
I have
You got one
I
underneath
have
that.
3. I wonder if I could star it up. You think it's worth doing that?
You can't. You need. Well, the one is a 2-star one, so you have to upgrade that to 3 stars, and then you'd have to have 3 of the 3-star ones to sacrifice to make the one a 4-star one.
And look,
So yeah,
it's a whole different buff, even though it's the same.
exactly.
That's strange.
It's an odd. I don't understand how those work, and it just seems like it's so hard to be able to really work through them. Like I have some of those sun amulets.
Uh huh.
Some of them are like I have one that says it's always gonna happen, not once per battle.
Okay.
So I put that on Soleus, but ugh, bad sauce.
Okay.
Man, I'm at 55 in my arena. I suck.
Dude, I can usually get around there, but I've fallen to 108. But I also was on the road all day yesterday, so I couldn't really
Yeah, I
stay up.
haven't attacked for serious in like 2 or 3 days.
All right.
Usually I can hit up in the 25-ish area. For Mordoom, I don't have an artifact on Mordoom actually.
Yeah, I mean, he probably doesn't
Um,
really need one, but I thought there might be one that could kind of put an extra edge on him.
it's probable. I mean, it's not gonna hurt necessarily. Meh. It's just frustrating to me because they haven't released really anything for the characters we use, primarily. And if you're not gonna release, like, why are there so few, artifacts out there for characters that we use all the time, but then there's tons of artifacts out there for characters that none of us want. Like there's like four different artifacts for Venomate. Like,
Yeah,
why do I care about that? So it just feels not very well done. I think it can be good. I'm not
yeah.
trying to be all negative. That's not my
Well,
intent. I'm just
there's a rumor coming about that there's going to be a whole nother, like, you could say, shipment of new artifacts coming in, and that this is just the tier one. I don't know how you want to describe it, but they're going to release a lot more new artifacts with different descriptions and buffs and all
right.
that. And someone told me, like, that's going to be happening, so save your artifacts. And it also seems like you just need to accumulate as much as you can so that you can level some up. And I don't know, I like it. I think it's a little unnecessary at the moment for this game. Like, I feel like they could be working on something else, but I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm just a little confused by it. I don't know who should get what ones best for
I
it.
think I think that's the biggest problem. It's not well done in a explanatory way. You
Mm-hmm.
kind of feel like you're lost in the woods the whole time, and even for people like me who literally read through stuff and try to make sense of everything, we're like, I mean, this stuff is kind of useless,
Yep.
and you just feel like you're being given the runaround constantly. Like, oh well, they're gonna, it'll happen, and you're like, well, it was supposed to have happened with the battlegrounds. It was supposed to have happened with artifacts,
Yeah.
and I have yet to get, some really good artifacts. I mean, if they had more artifacts like the ones that they gave out for, like like I said, I hit Diamond League, so I got a really good one for Major Shot. I put it on and I actually upgraded it. I'll read what it actually does.
Right.
Um, what this does is every damage dealt has a 3% chance to apply ability block for one turn, which is 6% for Major Shot, which occurs 15 times per battle. So whenever he deals damage with his basic or with any of his abilities that deal damage, he hits everybody. So there's 15 times when there's going to be a random ability block out there. That's a really powerful thing. But
Yeah.
I don't really get anything from it because even at level 15, that percentage doesn't go up.
Right.
I think it's supposed to go up if I star it up. Yeah, because when you star it up, it goes from 3% to 4%, and then 6% to 8% for Major Shot, and then I think it goes to 10% when it's maxed at 5 stars. But it's not gonna. I mean, it's gonna take forever to get to 5 stars.
Yeah.
Um, there's just because there's that artifact isn't available
And
like anywhere.
I don't know if you've starred one up before, but did you just see me do it? I started this
Yeah,
one up.
yeah. I've started them up, and they're just it's so costly. I mean, you have to
Yeah.
sacrifice so much to just upgrade one, aspect of it, and it just, ugh. I just like right now. I still need one, and I don't know how many people actually got that, but yesterday I logged on and I accidentally tapped into the Battlegrounds
Yeah.
screen, and
Yeah.
it gave me all my rewards from last season all over again.
And
So I have two identical, uh, artifacts, but it still doesn't help me because I've only got 2. I need 2 more of those identical artifacts to get it just to go to 4 stars. So, uh,
But
I
yeah,
don't think they're
talking about
bad.
that, I was really happy. That's like the main reason. A couple of reasons why I wanted to do this video is because that happened. So I had plenty of artifacts, and then I bought the 2700 Ray coin chest, and so I was like, well, screw it, let's just make a video about the artifacts, and
Right.
so
If they made it so that any artifact of the correct star level can be used to upgrade any particular artifact, like that would make it way better.
yeah,
Because then I wouldn't need the exact artifact. I could say, oh, well, I've got this one, and I don't need this again for any other characters. I can put this, or this is a really crappy ability, so I'm gonna just get rid of this
yeah,
every time I get it.
yeah,
But they haven't opened it up. It's so specific. But
yeah.
then they're like, oh, but you can use it to upgrade their max level, and I'm like, yeah. But then it's gone, and it didn't really get me anywhere except to like raise the base stats of most of the items, which most of the items' base stats aren't that great in the first place.
Yep, yep. I agree, man. I agree.
So
I think just like with Battlegrounds, a lot of people are getting impatient, but obviously they're working on whatever it is, and I think just with a little patience, we're gonna have some stuff to do, and it sounds like we talked to the testers who talk to the devs, you know what I mean? So they don't tell us a lot of stuff, but they always reassure us in that they're always working on something new and trying to make us happy. So I always want to mention that, like we're bored, we're kind of like, come on, what's the next thing? But if you're not at the end game, people aren't saying that. But even whenever I was in the mid range and all I had was like raids to do, you know what I'm saying, and campaigns, so there wasn't really much to do after that. So I did.
Well, even in that respect, like raids, like we haven't had a new raid, and this game is, I think, almost a year old at this point. Maybe it's a little over a year old.
Yeah.
And I mean, you've got a lot of long-time players like me. I think I started in September, and I mean, I still thoroughly enjoy the progression part of it because that's just kind of how I am. I like progression-based video games.
Yeah.
Like that's why I play Fallout, because I just like to be able to constantly progress and do something.
Love it. Yep, I agree.
But this just feels very much like they're just throwing us something to occupy us.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels like another bone, and we're like waiting for a meal. It's like
Yeah.
you give a dog so many bones, they get to the point where they're like, okay, I don't want bones anymore, I want food.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like that. They're like, oh, this is just another bone, and this will whet your appetite. And we're like, okay, our appetite's been wet, but like let us have something to do. Like I can solo phase 1 and phase 3 and probably phase 4 of this raid with one team because Yogi's that insane.
I just got him to 100 to 7 stars, so I'm excited to try him out when I get him geared up.
And he's just like, and I'm like, oh well, for a long while, legendaries have kept me, interested.
Yeah.
But I'm about to unlock the very last legendary, and it shouldn't even be hard because most of my weakest pride character is Revolt, who is at gear 9, and I'm just waiting on some of that, wall gear, like the primordial hand or gloves or whatever those are, ones that you can never get. But the rest of them are all gear 12 except for Salvador, who is gear 10. Like I don't. A lot of the tournament characters don't interest me. Roxy doesn't interest me. Boreas doesn't interest me. I'm trying to think of other tournament characters that I was decently interested in at one time. Boreas is the one that really doesn't interest. I've already got Rin maxed, already got Lake maxed. There's just.
I'm working on Lake right now. How long did you say? How long did you say you've been playing the game?
Since about September of last year.
I've been playing 287 days. It said. And I just saw my friend.
Let me see what mine says.
My friend
Two,
Zary just said he was like,
297
I'm sorry,
or 296.
oh, so you're 10 days ahead of me, man. And you're way ahead
Yeah.
of me.
Well, and like I said, I bought the first two of the battle passes, the one for Zera and the one for Rin,
Yeah,
because I liked both of those characters.
right,
And then I got to the point where it just felt like this is going to be one of those constant cash grabs that doesn't really get me anything.
right.
Zera's still only 6 stars, and I was like, oh, well, I'd really like, but I spent money months ago on that. I'm like, how is this character not at 7 stars yet? And so it really kind of bothered me that if I hadn't, because what happened was Rin, I got to 7 stars because I was purchasing the monthly $5 thing,
Same here.
right?
Yeah, same
So I
here.
had plenty of Dracoins to be able to get the to be able to spend. So in that new little mini event that they do after every season character, I was able to get her to 7 stars, right? Because I spent Dracoin and then I bought Dracoin, so it was able to me to like, bah, okay, I can do that. But then with the Zera one, I didn't have that build up because I decided, well, that's the last time I'm going to spend.
Yeah,
And she's sitting at 17 of 100, and I haven't even spent any Battlegrounds currency on her because I don't know what they're going to do with that.
yeah,
Like, are they going to make something good being there? Like,
yeah.
that's another thing that bothers me. Why does the Battleground store suck so much?
Okay, I want to show you something with that.
Every time it's for Foul. There's another one for Eric Shieldbreaker that's always in that purple box, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing worth spending on in this store. And I'm like, you have to throw us a bone here. You have to make it reasonable. And a 3-star, artifact costing 3,600, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
3,600 is more than some people get in a month. You're telling me one artifact is that costly? Like, you're crazy.
So how much currency do we get every season? Because I looked up and I was like,
However
holy
much
crap.
however much you are able to earn from your ranking. So, for instance, you probably ranked in silver, right?
Whatever the second one from the bottom, the next
Yeah,
one up.
silver.
Yeah.
So you got 3,200, which is more in a month. So one artifact is more in a month than you got.
Yeah.
So and I ranked in diamond, which means I got 4,900.
That's it.
Which again, that's it. And I worked my butt off to get there, and I was like, okay, so now you want me to spend all of that on an artifact or on store exclusive characters that you can't get anywhere else.
Right.
Like, fine, put Delman and Zera in there, but also give them a node, or put them in Tower Store or something, because I've been done with tower characters for I don't even know how long. I've been done with arena characters for I don't even know how long. I've been done with guild characters that I actually care about for months.
Yeah.
Why is nothing going into these? Like, really some frustrating moves on the part of the developers. I know they're trying to encourage spending, like, I get that, but it just feels almost like they're forcing it. Like they're trying to, like milk a dry cow. Like, it's just
Yeah. So one more thing, as we're talking about battleground currency and not getting enough, tournament currency. Tournaments don't happen enough, you know what I'm saying, and we don't get currency at a good enough rate for me that it annoys me a lot. Like, I have to save. I probably buy something out of here every 4 or 5 days, and you get like 150 to 200, tournament currency every tournament. If you get like 50 or below, if you don't,
right.
you get even less.
If you're not up at higher in the standings, you're never getting any. I think it's taken me like six days since I bought anything, and I had 200 something currency. I got 2,000 now. I'm like, I can blow that on rare ability scrolls in a day, 2 days.
My thing,
and rare ability scrolls, only 15 of them. Like, how rare they are
Yeah.
but you're only gonna give me 15 for 400. It just,
And my thing is,
I'm really torn.
we should get at least 400, even if you rank very low. And I want to be able to spend 400 currency at least one time a day. That's all I'm asking.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
asking to do it a lot.
That seems reasonable.
And now it's like every 3 or 4 days I can buy one thing out of here. And I'm farming all the characters out of here that you can't get anywhere else. Then when I get to that point, I'll be doing ability scrolls a bit.
Right, and then like for instance, the Wonder Lula one that's going on right now. If you rank in the green, you're getting one purchase basically, 450. If you rank in the blue, you're only getting 600, which is at 2 purchases. If you rank in the 9 to 40, you're not even getting 3 or 2 purchases because it's only 700 they're awarding, and you only get 2 full purchases out of that store if you rank in the top 8.
Yeah.
Which just seems crazy to me because I'm like, but they're like, oh well, you get whatever's in your little gift box, and you get whatever shards you earn. Okay, from the top of that, 10 shards of this character is the very bottom. That's only 2 purchases, right?
Yeah, right.
You get 25 in the next, 50 in the next, 80 in the next, and then 100 in the next.
Yeah.
But still, that's only one particular character, and this particular character is in stars, which is where I'm farming her from.
Right.
So that's not even costing me currently any tournament currency.
Right. So let's say you've spent all your currency in tourneys and you have 0. You have to get top 10 all the way down to like from 10 to number 1. You have to get to that just to be able to get 400. If you get 1 and 2, you get 500, and that's just crazy. And
I think they need to do something about when your tournament starts too, because mine ends in the middle of my day. So if I get knocked back after I go to work, I'm done, because I'm probably not going to be able to get on at lunch. Yeah. And if I do, it's 2 hours before it ends. So I climb up as high as I can during my lunch if I have time, and then, oh wait, now you're all the way back down to wherever.
Yep.
Like, why can't I choose to start it at like an end at 9 o'clock at night, so I can eat some dinner and then focus on getting a decent placing in tournament, since it's such a rare currency and they offer some decent characters in it. Like, I really feel like they need to assess how those happen, because even within guilds, we can figure out when we want to do raids.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And that's what, like, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, they have an option where you can get your payout, and they should just have something like that. Like, when do you want to start the tournament? You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it would allow me, if I could start my tournament at 9 o'clock, it would allow me to get on at 9 o'clock and immediately start using my ticket, right? So I'd have more capability of being active in the tournament if the tournament was where I needed it to be for my own, ability, for my own schedule, because not everybody can be on the game at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You know, and, I don't even know what is that, like a really early is that like 5 o'clock in England or something?
I'm bad at that stuff. I'm not sure.
It's like, it's such a horrible time, especially for like most of America. I'm like thinking, well, it's like 11 o'clock in California when it starts. How many Californian people who are playing this game have free time at 11?
Yeah, no one really.
Pretty much only people who are already rich, and they already have a huge advantage because they've been spending on the game. Like it's. I think there's a lot of little quality of life things that they need to do, as well as adding adding different content that keeps people interested, rather than just shoving more spend on this at us.
No, I agree, and hopefully they are. I mean, if they take too
They've
long, people will start
to
getting
their
restless.
credit, they've been decent so far, right?
Yeah, yeah. I keep praising them every time. I'll say, well, I have a few flaws with this, but I always come back being like, I still am very, very happy. Like, and it always comes down to the comparison of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, because they're just so atrocious with the way they treat their fans or their customers or whatever. And,
Right. Well, and then like for instance, you're in the event, so just go back and then go to one of your active events, the Revol event. That is a hugely smart thing to do because you've got a legendary hero coming up. That's a pride hero, and Revol is a somewhat tough character to farm, right? So you put that there and you say, okay, you can purchase Dracoins, and this is a bonus to what you get for purchasing Dracoins, right? Which is great. If you've saved up a bunch of Dracoins, you can spend those Dracoins to get extra, right? And then you can spend energy, which is something you normally do.
Count real quick
you
too.
Log in daily, which is another day. So I think that's really good. Like those decisions are what keep me playing, right?
Right.
Now, I didn't need Revol, but there are plenty of people out there who need him and are maybe just on the edge, or well, if I get a little bit of extra, I can, and that this is hugely helpful to them. So I think that's kind of the theoretical olive branch, and they've done it a couple of times, which I like.
Right.
But it just feels like that's one thing, and that can't be the only thing.
And check this out. I'm not gonna count them all together, but roughly, if you do all these, you get about 150 Revels, and like you said, you need them, and that'll get you, really close to.
Well, right. If you can complete the entire event, the entire event, it gives you the full character. It gives you 330, character shards.
Yeah.
Which is great, right? But how many people are going to purchase, however many shards? And then the other thing I think they really need to change, and this is just personally something I think that they should consider. When I purchased, because I remember it was during the Rin event, like this Revol one, but it was for Rin, right? It was one of the very first ones.
Mm-hmm.
I purchased the monthly thing, so I got the initial 800, right? And they counted that. But then the next day when I logged in for my 200 Dracoins, it didn't count that as purchased Dracoins. And I'm like, but I did purchase it. It's not my fault. I was smart about how I purchased it and only spent $5.
Mm-hmm.
I purchased those Dracoins. That should count, toward continuing to go up in the purchased Dracoin stuff.
Right.
But it didn't. And it really soured me on purchasing. That's the last time I ever bought. I was like, nope, I'm not going to do that anymore. Because they didn't count 6,000 Dracoin that I bought.
Yeah, that is crappy.
So I think there are a few things that they really should consider. I mean, obviously they don't see it that way.
Yeah.
But for somebody who's doesn't spend on anything and decided he was going to spend on this, to me that was a big deal.
Yeah.
And it's cost them money long term.
Yep. One more thing I want to talk. We've said this a few times on these videos, but the buff event's coming up. I just want to say, Dusty, if you want to join me, but I think the first or second day that he comes out, we're gonna do like a little stream. It could be a couple hour stream. I don't know, trying to unlock him, and just see how maybe afterwards do some testing with him and stuff. Because I don't have a test account, so I've never played with him or anything. So.
I think I'm going to actually just do a recording, because I might not do a lot of streaming. I might just use the streaming software. If people can watch it, fantastic.
Right.
I've struggled with our connection, but I'll record it and then upload it to my YouTube channel, because I'm really thinking, like, I want to do more with I don't mind doing like Grand Arena and stuff in Star Wars, but I prefer this game.
Yeah.
I wake up. I don't even have notifications enabled for Star Wars. I have notifications enabled for this because I do enjoy it. I think the devs are competent. I think they're not. I don't think they're too greedy at this point.
Right.
I think they need to continue to make money, obviously, but there's a lot of things they can do to grow the community, and so if they can keep working on that, then I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree, man. All right, well, I guess we'll call an end to this video. I appreciate you guys coming by. Hopefully this helps a little bit. Just trying to kind of get an idea of where to put things and kind of how to understand them, and just me and Dusty's thoughts on them all. And you know, we're kind of in the middle with them, but I don't hate them. You know, Dusty might be a little worse on like he may not like it as much, but I just feel like there's not much to do in the game right now. But I think if all of us in-game players get a little bit of patience, I think they'll give us enough to get us by. And I bet you they're working on other stuff as we speak too. So, anyways, hit subscribe, guys. Dusty, thanks for hanging out with me and doing this again with me. And we will talk to you guys later. See ya.
Later.